These are her top 6 features in iOS and iPadOS 13. Welcome everyone, it is Andrew here from AppleInsider, and we've updated our iPad and our iPhone to iPadOS 13 and iOS 13. There are a ton of new features here, but we are going to break down just our top 6 features in this video. We're going to start off with an easy one that everyone likely expected, and that is dark mode. Dark mode has been rumored for some time, and developers eventually just took it into their own hands, implementing it in apps natively without it being officially supported by iOS. Now Apple has built it into the OS as a whole, and it is easy to toggle between light and dark mode from settings, or can happen automatically from sunrise to sunset or on your own custom schedule. It looks pretty great on all iOS and iPadOS devices, but it looks particularly good on any iPhone that is using an OLED panel because it has true blacks on there. We are wondering how this will pan out with battery life. Perhaps using dark mode all the time will save you some battery life. So stay tuned for some future videos as we test that out. As you can see, as we navigate our iPhone running iOS 13, all of Apple's native apps have been updated to take advantage of the new darker interface. Everything looks pretty solid not only on iPhone but on iPad as well, which similarly got the dark mode treatment. Speaking of the iPad, that brings us to our next favorite feature, and that is the redesigned home screen on iPad. Icons are now smaller on the home screen, and you have easy access to the Today view and all of the widgets on the inside. But what's really nice with this new home screen is if you go down to edit, you can allow Today view to stay on your home screen permanently. So now whenever you swipe through your screens, you'll always come back to having the Today view there. So it's a nice little widget view, adds widgets to your home screen, which is something people have asked for a long time, and it takes better use of the real estate on the iPad. Next favorite feature has to do with HomeKit and HomeKit cameras. There are a lot of new features coming to HomeKit, including support for routers and adding music into scenes and automations. But what we really like about cameras is the new storage feature. iCloud will now store 10 days worth of your videos. 1 camera if you have the 200 gig iCloud storage plan, and up to 5 cameras if you have the 2 terabyte plan. So you can store all of your videos right there in iCloud. Everything is secured and encrypted locally in your home, sent up to Apple servers where no one can access it, at least other than you. Next up is the QuickPath keyboard. It is the same iOS keyboard you've come to know and love, except for now instead of having to peck out your words using a finger or a pair of thumbs, you can simply swipe through. There's lots of keyboards that have done this in the past, but it's nice to see it natively come to iOS. It is very smooth, alternative words show in the QuickType bar above, and overall we really like the experience of it. Not only does it work here on the iPhone, but it uses the detached keyboard, the floating keyboard on the iPad, and you can do it there one-handed as well. So really easy if you're standing up holding an iPad and need to do some typing. Feature number 5 on our top list is support for USB storage over on the iPad. Here we have our Victorinox USB-C and USB-A thumb drive. We're going to open that up and connect it while inside of the Files app. And as you can see, once we get it connected, on the left-hand side under those sources, you will see an option now for the Victorinox drive. Now that it's plugged in, you can add files to it, you can scan files directly to it, copy files off of it, everything you'd expect you could do with external storage. In other news, photographers will be really excited that you can now import photos directly from a camera into third-party applications. So if you use Affinity Photo or Lightroom, you can connect your camera, connect it over USB-C, and import the photos directly into those apps without having to import them into the Photos app first. By the way, if you'd like to pick up one of these handy little thumb drives, I'll put the link down below in the description for you. Lastly is CarPlay. CarPlay got a big overhaul, the biggest overhaul since it was released. You can now toggle between the normal home screen app view and the new dashboard. The new dashboard combines different parts into one handy view for while you're driving, such as the maps on the left, access to your Now Playing screen, if I can actually tap on the icon appropriately, but jumping into your Now Playing screen will take you to the new updated music app, really brings your album art front and center. It looks a lot nicer than it has in the past. When content is playing, it'll show there on your new dashboard. It'll show the album art, and you can control and skip through the music. And of course, we have a shortcut for the new calendar app at the bottom. We use CarPlay all the time, so we are really excited by this overhaul. There's a few other features in here that we want to mention, but we'll save all of that for another video. So what do you guys think? What are your favorite new features? Let us know down below in the description, or let me know on Twitter at Andrew_OSU. Hey everyone, did you guys like that video? Be sure to click on that like button so we can create content that we know that you guys want to see. And follow AppleInsider on all social media channels. If you want the best prices on any Apple gear, check out the AppleInsider price guide that is updated daily. And until next time, we'll see you later.